Leiflowers, it's your girl Lay, and I'm back with another video. So today I'm going to be reviewing a few books that I have read recently over the past couple of months. Because when I read, I don't really read back to back to back. But if I did, it would be a new book every week. But to start off, I'm going to start with In Education and Malice by S.T. Gibson. So S.T. Gibson is the same person that wrote A Diary of Blood. You should have seen that in my top 5 favorite books. But An Education and Malice is basically about this girl who wants to learn under a specific professor. It's English, and she's able to learn under her, but she ends up falling in love with one of her classmates, but really it's a love-hate relationship, whatever. And the teacher is really a vampire, but it's clues to hint towards that, because I was like, I feel like she's a vampire, and then she ends up being a vampire. So that happens, but the teacher, she's still in love with her her maker, but her maker isn't there anymore, and she finds her in the school. That's why she's teaching at the school for so long, and she ends up waking her up, and the maker starts wreaking havoc on the campus, so they have to figure out how to stop her. And it's like enemies to lovers, grooming, so to speak, grooming teacher-student type. Like, the student is in love with the teacher, but the teacher is like, it's not like that. It's a very good book. If you read A Diary of Blood, one of the characters crossed over to here. I'm not gonna tell you which one, but she crosses over into this one just for a little bit, and it kind of makes sense for her story. And yeah, this book, I'll give it like a 9 out of 10. It was very good. The next book is Strange Unearthly Things by Kelly C. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'm gonna just say Kelly C. So the reason I picked this book is because it reminded me of Anatomy and Immortality. If you see by the cover, it's giving old English times, which is kind of gothic and things of that nature, which I really like in books. It's like, I found that's one of my favorite themes to read about, or the background of it. So this is basically a man is stuck in his mansion. He sold his soul, hires psychics and things of that nature to come help him, falls in love with one. They solve what the problem was. He goes on about his business, because technically he's like thousands and thousands of years old. So this is a good book. It has demons and parallel worlds. So yeah, this book is a 10 out of 10 for me. Highly recommended. Next, I have Wet Feast at Night by Kingfisher. So this book is kind of a continuation of the first book, which is called What Feeds the Dead, I believe, or What Moves the Dead. And What Moves the Dead, this is What Moves the Dead right here. What Moves the Dead is basically a retelling of the fall of the House of Usher, and it like has mushrooms and hairs that are like not dismembered, but acting like non-regular hairs would. So this is a good book as well. They're short reads, but personally for me, I can't really read these books as fast as if I would read these books of how big they are. I can read these in like 2 to 3 days to a week. This, it take me a little longer because the story kind of moves a little slow, but it does, like, it still piques my interest, but it just kind of moves a little slow for me. And yeah, but this is a continuation of this because it has the same characters or whatnot, and it still moves slow, but it's about something totally different. It's about entity. It doesn't come out until you're asleep and at night, and it basically kills you in your sleep, something like that. And but it's basically come from a witch that had died and was buried on the land. And it's okay. It's a 5 out of 10 for me. And then the most recent one that I read was The Killing Code by Ellie Marney. The Killing Code by Ellie Marney was a 10 out of 10 for me. It's based in Virginia in 1943. It's when World War II was going on. They're trying to decipher codes, but in the midst of them, that's just your job. But in the midst of them doing that, a lot of murders have been happening of government girls, and they're trying to figure out who the murderer is. And the murderer was under their nose the whole time. And it has a small love type story in it. The main character, she's not really who she says she is. She really takes the identity of someone else to live freely, so to speak. But yeah, this book was a 10 out of 10. I highly recommend reading this book. So she also wrote None Shall Sleep and Some Shall Break, which are these two books right here. None Shall Sleep and Some Shall Break. It's a duology. And the first book, it's basically they're trying to find out who's murdering teenage girls, and it's like the CIA or one of those big government agencies that take over after the police can't figure out what's going on. It's one of those, the FBI intelligence. They helping the FBI find out who the killers are, and to help them figure out who the killers are, they're using another murderer to figure out the antics of other murderers, like how they think and all that other stuff. So that's interesting. And this is the second book of that, Some Shall Break, which is just they leave, go on about their life, and stuff start back happening, so they have to come back and do it all again, which is good. So if you can tell that I like books that are like murder mystery, like None Shall Sleep, Some Shall Break, The Killing Code. I like gothic type books such as Strange Unearthly Things and An Education in Malice, A Diary of Blood, things of that nature. If it got killing in it, if it's murder, trying to figure it out, vampires, werewolf, fairy tale, I like it. I'ma read it, and 9 times out of 10, I don't want to read it again. Or most times, if I find out I like a book, I will look up the author and start reading all the author's books, which is kind of how this is with Kingfisher and with S.T. Gibson and Ellie Marney, because these 3 Ellie Marney books. So thanks for watching my video. See you next time. Bye.